I was sitting in my kitchen yesterday, and there's a sunroom off the kitchen, and my wife was there with her sister and a good friend named Mary Ann, and she was saying, do you realize it's over $5 for a pound of hamburger meat? $5? Well, this is partly, the pound of beef today costs $5 compared to less than $4 before the pandemic.
Mercedes, a little bit of element of this. You're probably not old enough, but George H.W. Bush went to the grocery store one time.
That's
and
right.
It was like new for scanning things, and he was talking, would
Right.
you look at that? Isn't that something? So it's like,
Bob, it's called out of touch president is what it is. It's a president who is unaware of what's happening outside the bubble.
Exactly, out of touch. And the president is telling Americans now that he plans to do something about those beef prices by ramping up regulations in the meat industry and investing $1 billion to boost competition. But, Mercedes, the thing about it is he's saying consolidation is causing this. I don't think there's been a great consolidation over the past year. And what the meat packers are saying, the producers are saying, we're having trouble finding people to work.
No kidding.
And so that's the problem.
That's right. So let's discuss this with Georgia Congressman and member of the House Agriculture Committee, Austin Scott. Sir, great to have you on.
Hey, thanks for having us.
So we saw a few weeks back White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki put the blame solely on meat providers. Let's take a listen.
The President, the Secretary of Agriculture have both spoken to what we've seen as the greed of meat conglomerates. That is an area when people go to the grocery store and they're trying to buy a pound of meat, 2 pounds of meat, 10 pounds of meat. The prices are higher. That is, in his view, and the view of our Secretary of Agriculture, because of, you could call it corporate greed, sure. You could call it jacking up prices during a pandemic.
Congressman, what's the real story?
Well, there's a lot to this. One is they refuse to acknowledge that higher fuel prices lead to higher food prices, because everything that we buy at the grocery store gets there with a truck. And so the higher diesel prices, the higher cost of transportation have led to some of the increased costs. Now, I will tell you, I personally believe that the consolidation in the packing industry has been a problem. Are there issues there? There are absolutely issues there. But more rules and regulations from the government have made it harder for the small and mid-sized businesses to compete with the supersized businesses. So I'm glad that he's paying attention to the issue finally. This is a conversation that we should have had 20 years ago, when the government kept passing all of these rules and regulations that made it harder and harder for the small packing operations to compete with the big packing operations. And I wish he'd had the Federal Trade Commission there to talk about what they see with regard to the anti-competitive behavior in this industry.
And what would they see?
Well, I think what you would see is that over the last couple of decades, you've had tremendous consolidation in the market, which has put your small and your mid-sized packing houses out of business. So if you're a hog producer in my area, for example, you're getting about 55 cents a pound right now. You're having to ship that hog probably all the way to Tar Heel, North Carolina, and that transportation cost comes out of your end of the revenue on the hog. Mm-hmm. And 20 years ago, you shipped that hog maybe 30 or 40 miles to go to a processing place. So I would suggest the Federal Trade Commission needs to go back and look at what's happened over the last couple of decades, and why do we have so few small and mid-sized meat processing companies left in America?
But Congressman, there's a bigger issue here, which is inflation, right? We're dealing with not only food prices going up, we're seeing our gas prices going up. We're seeing everyday Americans being impacted by what I would call our just unfair, outrageous economic policies that are destroying our economy, not allowing Americans to really recover and even save their own money. How do we get out of this inflation jam?
Oh yeah, well, number one, you have to stop the overspending of the federal government, and then everybody in America that gets up in the morning and goes to work knows that they're getting the short end of the stick. Every time they fill up with gas, every time they go to the grocery store, they know that they've got less money at the end of the month to do things that they want to do than they had before Joe Biden was president. The other thing I will tell you is the people who are really getting it on the short end of the stick, it's our senior citizens that worked their whole life. They saved.
Yeah.
They had this plan on, my grocery bill is going to be this. It's going to cost me
Exactly.
this much for transportation.
A lot of them on fixed income, a lot of them.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
The vast majority are on fixed incomes, and they're getting screwed under the Biden administration.
Yeah. Congressman, thank you so much. I'm afraid we've got to run right now. Congressman Austin Scott, thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.